Hello, hello. All right. This is going to be a bit of an interesting stream. We're looking at this. It's a beautiful looking airplane, the iniBuilds A340. And nobody's surprised it's beautiful looking because all their airplanes look beautiful. The A350 was gorgeous. I have spent about 15 minutes with it so far, and I've already run into some absolutely horrendous problems that are like, how I don't know how some of these companies put their stamp of approval on some of the stuff that's been put out. So, but we will see. Yes, Johnny Chucks, thank you. Everything's good. Appreciate it. Everything is indeed where it's supposed to be now. If someone could just make this plane a little bit better, that would be good. Appreciate you. So I do a lot of some hardware type things, and um, there's just some basic things that aren't supported for some reason. Usually you can pop out displays, right? So I can plop out this into a different window and this into a separate window and this into a separate window. Well, this is what iniBuilds gives us. When I pop out any one of the displays, I get this. And also for some reason when you click through these, it like literally clicks through them. I don't understand. Like these seem to be active click spots in here somehow. But like it's one massive pop out of 6 different displays in a single window. What am I supposed to do with that? It's insane. Now I'm gonna screw around with it and make it big enough that I can use 2 of those displays, I think, in kind of where I want them to be, ish. But that's just, I assume they did it to for performance reasons or something, but that is a terrible, terrible shortcut. And I know it doesn't impact a lot of people, but it's just another sign. It feels like it's designed for console. Sorry to say, but that's my initial impression. Not great. Um, Good news is that some of the variables hardware binding wise seem to be the same as in the A350 because they're just iniBuilt LVARs. So we're gonna see if we can. We're gonna see what we can do with that. I don't know. It might just be 2 hours of me trying to make this work and ranting. We'll see if we can actually get the plane to move. I have doubts right now, but we're looking at the overhead. So I'm going through the usual thing that I do here, which is going through my configuration of getting power to the airplane. So I had the battery switch actually worked. The external power switch did not, but that's because I was using B events for that, and that doesn't seem to work. So I had refreshed the LVARs. I'm kind of hoping that more things appear here now. Yes, a lot more. Good. Of course, it's going to be a bit of a issue. So we've got ADR buttons, so that's good, which we may or may not need. Let's see. Nope, those still work. All right, so that's. It looks like anything where I have used default inivars, I'm probably okay on. But for some reason I did not use them for the GPU, and I don't know what it would be called. It might be called GPU switch, because there are GPU variables for display. GPU 1 switch, yeah, okay. Now I need to check something because I'm a little bit confused by... Yeah, I set them to 1 to turn them on and 0 to turn them off. So we'll see. See if we can replicate that for this. It seems... let's give it a try. could be backwards. It could be 0 for on and 1 for off. It's always hard to tell with certain switches, even though the battery ones were 1 for on and 0 for off. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. Interesting that one is on and one is auto. Oh, I don't like that. Now we're back on battery. Now they're off. Okay, so that's not. It's not actually. Those LVARs don't seem to actually do. They just seem to change the switch. Steering wheel power. Can we use that one? I doubt it. That seems to be a dead LVAR. That doesn't seem to do anything. Okay, let's go back, do it the old-fashioned way. Gotta go monitor and see what's happening. Move this over here. You won't be able to see it, but that's okay. Oh. Beeliner elect XA. Oh, so it's not, okay, so it's A and B instead of, okay, so here's what the events were, by the way. So interesting. I just, again, like, consistency is like a lost art. I had these before. It was using the B events for external power 1 and 2. Now it's A and B, which, yes, is technically more correct to this airplane, but and it should be 1 to turn it on and 0 to turn it off, looks like. Oops. Off, on. All right, good. So we've got that at least. The lights aren't working. That was kind of usually my next thing. Now APU bat, I think that's usually something I would have turned on with the battery, but that must be something rather unique. I don't think we've actually got. Let's see, are they using a B event for that? Yeah, they are. Okay. I actually do like, events are generally better than, pretty sure we don't need these emergency switches. They're just for the A350. Usually events are more reliable than, Jesus Christ, what the? Than changing variables in some cases. Now we're not going to try this. We're not going to test this because I don't want to turn the battery off again. So we'll just leave that. I'm pretty sure that is the correct one. I could have sworn it was in there. Why is it not in my list here now? Did I imagine that? Oh, I know what happened. I clicked the stupid clear button. Like if you accidentally miss, and I'm old and I miss stuff, that just removes it, and you'll never see it in here again until you clear it all and reset it, which is a shame. I feel like they should be. It's too close together, man. It's too close together. Uh, UI is not always SPAD's strong suit. Okay, so the ADRs are already working, though I don't know if they're actually working because we're not getting any heading alignment here. Maybe I need to, oh, 3 minutes. Okay, it's probably set to like realistic. Um, let's go jump over to the EFB for a second and have a look in here. Settings, we leave all that alone. Flight planner. We don't actually, it's kind of neat. You got flight planner in here. It's cool. My flight, this is more what I'm interested in. Import from SimBrief. I did set up my pilot ID before. So the plan is to fly from Copenhagen Kastrup to Frankfurt in Germany. Get the full OFP in here, which is nice. I do like these shortcuts. That don't, oh, they do work. They're just a little slow. Payload and fueling. Import all from SimBrief. Done. And then I'm not using GSX, so, but it does have GSX integration, which is nice. So presumably this has now uplifted the right amount of fuel and everything. We'll double check that before we get too far into things. Ground equipment, we've got okay, so doors are closed right now. It's opening that door, so we'll close that. We'll leave them all closed. We do have the GPU and the chocks attached, which is all we really need. This is all pretty good. Oh, snow accumulation is kind of cool. GSX we're not using. OFP we looked at. Takeoff performance we'll get to in a bit. Throttle, yeah, we should probably do that. Is this the same settings? No, it is not. Weight units. So this is interesting. I did my SimBrief flight plan in pounds, and this is metric right now. So we're going to switch this over to pounds just to make sure we're talking apples to apples. IRS align time. Real always is too long, so I set it to fast. Sometimes I even set it to instant, especially on long haul flights where I just want to get going. Link instruments. Yeah, let's link them all. I don't know what it's referring to by instruments, but let's do it. Auto GPU disconnect. I'm going to disable that. Sometimes I get myself in trouble and I start pushing back and before I have turned the APU on because I'm stupid. Rudder controls tillers. No, so that, okay. I guess what they're really saying is the tiller axis is separate, which is what I want. Pause at top of descent. Enabled by default? Excuse me? Auto step clamp, sure. Auto import step clamp, okay. Auto tiller disconnect, okay. EFB settings. I don't understand people who like to fly in the first officer seat unless they're practicing for like real world situations. Audio settings. I thought the audio was a little bit low, so let me turn that up a bit. Internal engine, I'm going to turn that up as well because typically, I know it's not realistic, but I like hearing them loud. We'll see. We can adjust callouts. All right, that's good. Third-party settings. This is where you don't need to see that. Okay, and that's all disabled. I guess we don't need that on this plane. We'll come back to throttle calibration in a little bit. So the flight. Hey, Steve, how's it going? The flight is supposed to be about an hour. So I picked a relatively short flight because I figured we'd be sitting here on the ground for quite a while. And we are. So it is a nice sunny morning in Copenhagen. And let's go back to the overhead. So we've got battery and GPU, external power on, so that's good. Let's see if my emergency lights work. They sure do. Excellent. Oxygen works. Seatbelts and no smoking? Kinda work. Oh, they're backwards. Okay. Actually, is that backwards too? Yes. Okay. So as I was talking about earlier, nothing seems to be consistent. So it's like all, with those three state switches, it's usually 0, 1, 2. And in this case, it seems like they still are 0, 1, and 2, presumably, but in the opposite direction. So on being at the top, this actually makes more sense. It would be 0 and 1 is the center position and 2 is the bottom position, which is, no, it's on, arm, off. For Christ's sake. Why do they gotta make it difficult? I guess arm is still 1. Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Switch off would be 2. So off, arm, on. Yeah. Okay. Arm is what we want. And we're going to want the same here. So I basically just need to switch the 0s and the 2s. Oops. I can't just do that. This is an LVAR. It needs an actual number, not just a 0 assumed. And the same for the non-smoking. Oh, which one is it, we think? I think it's just this one. Let's try. Otherwise we'll switch to the other one. Okay, auto on. Alright, all good there. And I was right, it's not no mobile. This plane was built before mobiles were a thing. People were still smoking in these planes. Okay, so next step would be the APU. APU switch is down here somewhere. Well, actually, it would be all the other lights, but let's do the let's do the other lights here first. So it's usually this one. So we are looking at nav lights, and I guess it's not using these. I wonder if there's a, or maybe it's just not 2. I don't know why it was 2 in the first place in this one. No. Okay, so it's not the right LVAR. I don't see an obvious like nav and. So let's see what we get here. Nav lights to, actually, yeah, I want nav lights to, they started as on. Okay, so we're using B events. And we're using 0, 1, 2, so the same thing. That's 2, okay. So for this, I want it to be 1, and for off, I want it to be 0. This is all a little bit tedious. We probably won't go. I don't know. We'll go through most of these, I guess. What the hell? Oh yeah. This should be 2. Okay. I suspect that many of the other ones will be the same. So that's nav lights on. wing lights. Let's try. Let's see if there is a airliner wing lights B event. There probably is. Maybe it's wing toggle. I hope this doesn't toggle the wing off, but I doubt it. So that should probably be 0 and 1, I'm guessing. Nope. Wing toggle. Wing toggle 0 and 1. So this one is back. It's the other way around. Because sometimes 0 is the top position and sometimes 0 is off, which is the bottom position. Okay, good. Wheel well lights. I don't actually know what that button is. It's panel lights is what this says. Is there something I want to use for that? Probably not. I'll just leave that one alone. Okay, so logo light is actually the same as the nav, because it's nav and logo. So to turn it on, we are going to set nav to 0, and to turn it off, we're going to set it back to 1, which is the middle position. So we'll go from the sort of not 9. So if we have nav lights off, nav lights on, and just a nav position, and then logo will add to that, or we'll take it away. Good. Right. Beacon is next. On, off. What are we using? Beacon toggle 1 and 0. Okay, and I usually assign that to this. So to turn it off, I'm going to set this a 0 event, and to turn it to steady, turn the beacon on. And then there is also a strobe. This is my hardware. It's a single switch. It has 0. It has auto, and so I would just want it to be in on mode, which is 0. Okay. So switching it to strobe, we're also turning the beacon on still, even though it's already on most of the time, and we will set the strobe. I should have copied it. The airliner strobe toggle to 0. And I guess what we should do for steady is actually set it to 1. That means now we've got strobes on auto, beacon on, beacon off, strobe on, beacon on. Okay, we need to actually turn the strobe off in the neutral position as well, which is position 2. So beacon on, strobe auto, both off, beacon on, strobe on when we're actually going flying. All right, good. Taxi light is next. And taxi, we have nose, taxi, and nose takeoff. So that is just, okay, it's going to be 1 and 0 and 2. All right, where is the taxi light? There it is. So taxi to, sorry, nose light to taxi position is really what we're doing here. And turning that off would set this to the 2 position, which is the off position. Alright, let's just double check real quick. Off, taxi, off. And then the next one is going to be the, let's do the landing light. It's just a single on-off switch, looks like. 0 and 1, yep. We'll come back to the turn-off lights here in a second. So for the landing lights, we are going to, first of all, set the taxi light, the nose light, to the takeoff position, which is 0. And we're going to set the landing light toggle to on. And to turn it off, I'm just going to copy and paste this, make it faster. To switch it off, we're going to set the taxi light to 2, which is off, and the landing light to 0, which is off. Everybody keeping up with that logic? Taxi, runway, off, off. Okay, good. And then the runway turn-off light should just be an on-off. There's just one. My hardware has 2, so I basically am just going to copy that to both of them. Turn it on. And we'll turn it off. And then I'll take the whole shebang and copy it over to the right turn-off switch as well. Okay, that is our exterior light set. Now, that means we can now look at the APU switch, which is just right here in the middle. Now, I'm using those variables. They might work. Master switch is coming on. On/R. I don't actually know what that means, the /R. Can we hear the... Shouldn't hear it yet because it's not starting. And if we look at this, I'm looking for... I don't know what those are. I think that's just an old message. Where's the recall button? Clear. I mean, I don't know why it's still showing that. I don't know why they would be in up. We'll see. The CDU stuff's not working at all. Okay, well the APU should be on. Let's see if we can turn it on. That's not... Okay, let's see if it's actually going to start. We can hear it. That's always a good sign. Waiting for that. I'm just going to check what this logic here says. All right, that's good. We have APU available. Excellent. So theoretically, I can drop the external power. I won't do it yet because we might be sitting here still, and I don't want to go through that too much. Fuel, by the way, since I'm looking, 31340 pounds, which runs into the pound sign a little bit for some reason. That is correct. That is what the Simbri flight plan has. So that it did actually file that, which is great. A lot of my WinWing stuff doesn't work. I'm I'm hoping Spat can make it work. I have a feeling this plane's not going to be as popular because it's a first of all, it's 2024 only, and it is marketplace exclusive, at least at the moment. But we'll see. Maybe we can make it work. I made the Latin VFR A340 work for quite a while, and it was not great. So, all right, back to the overhead. We've got an APU running now. We have fuel pumps that we need to turn on, and we will be doing that momentarily. I'm just going to fire up say intentions, and we'll turn our attention to the CDU for a moment. Let's go down here. Actually, it looks like both radios are off. Okay, so they're off by default, eh? Interesting. Alright, we'll turn both on. So I need to play around with that at some point here. Because I have some Stream Deck buttons for that. I don't think I'll mess with that now, though. I do want to test something else here real quick. Who am I talking to, please?
Lufthansa 443 Canada Air Virtual Dispatch. Rod James speaking.
That is quite the Rod James voice there, but all right, cool. That works. Very good. Let's pick up our IFR clearance. What is this for? I really need to change this is the default. This is the best default camera angle that they've got for the EFB, which is kind of crazy. It's not ACAR, is it? I'm not from. This is a little bit different than the A320. Is there no ATSU menu? Maybe not. Okay, so initialize. Let's do an init request and see if it will grab our Simbri flight plan. I have not read any documentation. I'm just working off assumptions. Okay, good. Brought it in. Flight number DLH443, cost next 15, and flight level 400, which you got. Good. Did it bring in the route? Yep. Very good. Next page for that. It did not put that in here automatically. Is there a button by chance? No. So we'll have to do that ourselves. We've got a... What are we looking for again? Zero fuel weight and the center of gravity, which is the zero fuel weight's right here. Don't really have the center of gravity. I guess it's, is it this? I guess yeah, that must be it. So 151.1 and it was 26.8. Fuel planning. Let the plane figure this out. And we will confirm that. Okay, that's good. We're reasonably on our way there. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I need to configure still. I will be doing that tomorrow. I don't think... Yeah, my throttles are not working at all by default. We'll get to that. We'll have to get to that before we play with the engines. Important. Lufthansa 443, ready to copy IFR clearance to Frankfurt.
Cleared to Frankfurt EDDF, expect runway 22 right, climb altitude 5000, departure 118.455, squawk 2154.
Clear to Frankfurt, expect runway 22 right, climb altitude 5000, departure will be on 118.455, and we'll squawk 2154. Lufthansa 443.
Lufthansa 443, Castrop clearance, cleared to Frankfurt via the next 2 Alpha departure runway 04 right.
What the hell?
Initial climb to flight level 070, departure on 118.455, squawk 5262. Lufthansa 443, read back correct. Ground is on 121.905, safe flight, sir.
That was say intentions being a little odd. 5262, I think that is standard sim events
hey folks,
or whatever.
Welcome to our ride to Frankfurt. This is Lufthansa Flight 443, and we're delighted to have you with us today. Please take your seats according to your boarding passes, and stow your hand luggage under the seats in front of you. If you need any assistance, feel free to reach out to me.
So
Thank
we
you.
were cleared via the Nexec 2 Alpha departure, and it was runway 22 right. I only have Nexec 2 Charlie. I thought I had, yeah, I did update the Navigraph stuff yesterday. Pretty sure I was already in here. Yep, that's all correct. Okay, 1 second. Am I using Alt 8? Yes, I am. Alt 7. Alt 6 I'm not using. Yeah, I just need to get myself a better view of the CDU here. Okay. Right. No Nexec 2 Alpha in here. I guess we'll go with Nexec 2 Charlie, which is actually what I got from Navigraph. I pretty sure what I got from Say Intentions was wrong. Something not right. And I also think, what I recall, if we ever get a double clearance, that flight is doomed. So I'm just going to reset that in Say Intentions. We'll just do that again. Lufthansa 443, good morning. We'd like to pick up our IFR clearance to Frankfurt.
Cleared to Frankfurt, climb flight level 180, departure 118.455, EU, squawk 3542, expect runway 22 right.
No, that's...
Lufthansa 443, Castrop clearance, cleared to Frankfurt via the next 2 Alpha departure runway 04 right. Initial climb to flight level 070, departure on 118.455, squawk 3542.
No, that departure is for runway 04. There's something not right. Oh, it did actually say 04 on that one. So that is correct there. That's just still weird though. I don't know why it's doing... okay, whatever. Not the problem to solve now, I guess. Clear to Frankfurt via the next 2 Alpha departure. Departure runway 04 right. Initial climb to flight level 070. Departure on 118.455. Will squawk 3542. Lufthansa 443.
Lufthansa 443, read back correct. Contact ground on 121.905 when ready.
I feel like the problem is the winds are actually really screwy. They're bad for both runways, both directions. Over to ground on 121.905, Lufthansa 443. Okay, switching that works. Switching frequencies works and everything. That's good. We do need to just redo our departure because I had it wrong. So 04 right. Next at 2 Alpha departure.
Hey folks, welcome to our ride to Frankfurt. This is Lufthansa Flight 443, and we're delighted to have you on board today.
The squawk code also
Please
changed
take your seats according to
3542.
your boarding passes, and stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins, or under the seats in front of you.
Now I wonder.
If you need any assistance, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you for choosing Lufthansa, and let's have a pleasant journey.
Runway 4 right, taxi via Kilo Zulu Alpha. Hold short of runway 12, then Charlie Bravo, Bravo 1, Oscar Yankee Hotel Juliet Zulu.
Okay, well that's all right. Before we try to start the engines, let's go check. First of all, let's check our flight controls. Yeah, that's just a flight sim thing here. To tell it for every plane to ignore my yoke.
Runway 4 right, taxi via Lima Zulu Alpha. Hold short of runway 12, then Charlie Bravo, Bravo 1 KLM 902.
There we go. So we've got that. That's good. Now let's go calibrate the throttles. Reverses on axis, no. Input axis count, 4. We have 4 axes. They are currently in the idle position. And then we want... Wow. That's not 2. What's going on here? Is this a spat thing or is it a... Throttle 1. Oh, of course. Yeah. Let's try. Let's see if we can just do a regular standard axis throttle without reverser for engine 1. Idle thrust is here. Full thrust. Why why does it ask me about a reverser when I literally set, no, I don't want to customize. I literally set without reverser. Throttle, oh sorry, without reverser. My bad. Engine 1, this is idle. This is full thrust. That does nothing in the sim. So interestingly enough, this one seems to work. So I'm just going to copy this to here. So that's axis 1. Alright. This is going to be throttle 2, so that actually needs to go here. And then this will become axis throttle 3 axis set EX1. Okay. Get movement, good. And then this is obviously going to become throttle 4. Okay, back to this now. Idle positions.
Ready for push and start.
Air France 64 Lima Papa, push and start approved.
Push and start approved. Air France 64 Lima Papa.
Climb positions. Flex. Everything in the detents. And toga. We look here, there. I feel like this one's a little bit. Okay, we'll figure it out. We might have to adjust the dead zones a little bit because the detents are not like perfect. There is no way to calibrate these, but that all works. Flaps, 1, 2, 3, and full. Okay, that's all good. So we have, I think, basic flight controls to actually be able to fly this puppy, which is good. Which means we can now try to start the engines. We are going to use say intentions for pushback though. And until I can deal with the frequencies, which I'll do in the air, I think I'll do this switch over. Lufthansa 443, please connect the tug.
Ryanair 908 Zulu Zulu, taxi to parking via Echo 3 Bravo Romeo Whiskey.
Echo 3 Bravo Romeo Whiskey, Ryanair
So we
908
can
Zulu Zulu.
turn off external power, and we can now remove the chocks and the GPU. Should have checked. Does my parking brake work?
Bypass pin inserted. Just let me know when you're ready to start the pushback.
Let me actually request pushback permission here. Lufthansa 443, ready for push and start.
Lufthansa 443, Castrop ground, push and start approved. Face southeast.
Push and start approved, face southeast, Lufthansa 443. Okay, back to our ramp frequency. The engine start stuff's definitely going to be weird, but we'll figure it out. Cockpit to ground, we are ready to go. Please begin pushback. I don't think I set that the way I usually do, so we'll see if it's going to be able
Ground
to
flight deck, release
understand me.
parking brakes. Tug standing by to begin pushback.
Parking brakes released.
Scandinavian 62 Lima, taxi to parking via Alpha 6, Alpha hold short of runway 12, then Foxtrot Papa.
Roger, standing by for pushback. Ground flight deck, cleared for engine start in sequence.
It's working slowly. Okay, let's see.
Hold short of runway 12, then Charlie, Bravo, Bravo 1.
Ignition.
Runway 4 right, taxi via Kilo Zulu Alpha. Hold short of runway 12, then Charlie, Bravo,
Now I
Bravo
don't
1
know
for
what's going to
Echo
happen
Golf
if
Golf
this
Hotel.
this might start engine
KLM America
2.
west to give way to the
Cabin
Ryanair
crew,
737.
all doors in flight and cross-check.
Give way to the Ryanair
Hey folks,
737 KLM
welcome to our ride to
902
Frankfurt. This is Lufthansa Flight 443, and we're delighted to have you on board today. On behalf of the airline, the captain, and the crew, I'm Juniper, your flight attendant for this journey. Our captain is Jan, and our first officer is Lily. We expect to be in the air for about 1 hour and 5 minutes as we travel from Copenhagen to Frankfurt. Now let's go over some important safety information. Please ensure your seatbelts are fastened low and tight across your lap. To open the seatbelt, lift the buckle. To close it, push the two ends together until you hear a click. In the unlikely event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from the panel above you. Pull the mask towards you to start the flow of oxygen, place it over your nose and mouth, and secure it with the elastic band. Remember to put on your mask before assisting others. Life vests are located under your seats. To use them, pull the vest out, slip it over your head, and pull the straps to tighten. Inflate the vest by pulling the red tabs, or by blowing into the tubes. In the unlikely event of an evacuation, please leave your luggage on board. Your safety is our priority. There are no emergency exits on this small aircraft, but rest assured, we are well prepared for any situation. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until we reach cruising altitude.
Oh, right. Yep.
Also, if you have any power banks or electronic devices that become unusually warm or show signs of damage, please inform me immediately. If any electronic device falls between the seats, let me know so I can
bleeds on.
safely retrieve it for you.
Let's try that
Thank
again.
you for your attention, and let's have a pleasant journey.
Starting 3 and 4
It's your
together.
time to fly.
We'll see if it'll let me do that.
Experience the difference. Fly with a smile.
Hey! That experience the difference fly with the smile thing
Ground
was
to flight deck.
something
Pushback
new
complete.
I added.
Please ensure parking brakes are set. Standing by for confirmation of good engine start and report
Let's
when ready
see.
for disconnect.
We don't have fuel on pumps on either. Okay, we gotta stop that again. You may disconnect. Parking brakes are set. Will the fuel pumps just work?
Alright, we're disconnecting now.
Almost.
Stand by.
It's missing a couple. Standby 1. Okay, let me just fix those, and then we'll get the engine started. We should
Ground
actually be
flight
able
deck,
to actually
bypass
fly
pin
tonight.
removed. We've disconnected and crew is clear. You're good to go. Safe flight. See you next time.
So, fuel pumps. I just need to see which one's which. This one, because they're not labeled all that well. Outer tank left. I think we want standby tank or something like that. Is there like a standby tank? Inner tank, inner tank. Wait, that's weird. Wait. It was this one that I was just using, right? Okay, that's conjoined outer tank.
Oscar Yankee Hotel Juliet Zulu contact tower on 121.83.
That's outer tank. This is inner, right? And then that will be the other side. So I am missing some sort of a
Scandinavian 909er Alpha. Taxi to park.
inner standby or standby 1.
Echo 3, Bravo, Romeo, Sierra, Scandinavian 909er Alpha.
Let's take a stab in the dark. STBY? Well, there's a B event. That's probably what it is, isn't it? Inner pump standby fault. Inner tank left standby pump. That's probably it.
Giving way to the Scandinavian 320 Neo, Air France 64
Let's
Lima
try that.
Papa.
Yep. Okay, that goes into that one. This one is this will just be inner left standby pump. I don't know my alphabet. I comes before. Inner left standby pump. Okay, and then this is going to be outer right. Let's do the inner one first because we'll be closer to it, I think. Inner tank right standby pump. There it is. Okay, and for the off position. Outer tank right standby pump.
Scandinavian 50 Golf, request push and start.
Scandinavian 50 Golf cleared for
Okay,
push and
let's see.
start.
Boom, 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 boom. All right. Bleeds are on. Let's try that again. Starting engines 3 and 4. Do we get some ignition this time?
Air France 64 Lima Papa, contact tower on 121.83. Over to tower, Air France 64 Lima Papa.
Can't actually tell if they're igniting or anything. It just looks like they're all spinning. But they all look like that. Oh, those are not moving. Okay, so they are moving. They're very quiet. Which is kind of what we expected. But they are starting. N2 is rising. EGT is blurry as hell and rising. Fuel 0, okay. That's tough, I guess, that it disagrees. I don't know. What? Fuel, 0 fuel weight or center of gravity disagree. I thought we set that. Okay, well, we'll come back to that later. Let's start engines 1 and 2, and let's turn the volume up on those suckers too, because they are quite quiet. Predictive wind shear is off. Yeah, that's, I'm gonna have to. No, was that through an event? No.
Runway 4 right, taxi via Romeo Bravo, Bravo 1 CityJet 2864.
Scandinavian 42 Echo, ready to taxi.
Scandinavian 42 Echo, runway 4 right, taxi via Romeo Bravo, Bravo 1.
Runway 4 right, taxi via Romeo Bravo, Bravo 1, Scandinavian 42 Echo.
see, did that do it? Hey Vern, how's it going? Okay, that turns to BWS off. That's good. This all works as it should, except that I can no longer change these dials. That's a... Gotta fix that. Oh, there's nothing on them. Jesus, why? What is this thing called? The CFT. Why is it not showing up anymore? COM6. There we go. And ATC right. There we go. Okay. Good. That is set. We've got two good engines. We can turn off the ignition. We can turn off APU bleed. We can turn off the APU. Did it turn off the APU? Yes, it did. Packs are good. Can we get terrain? Maybe. We do have, yeah, we got terrain. We've got TCAS. We do need to do performance still. Should have done that before, but take up performance. Let's see. We are doing runway 04 right. It is dry. Can we import sync weather? There's the weight. Optimum flats, air conditions on, calculate. Calculating. Calculating. Alright. Very nice. I like that. Flex 5.3. And then 30, 33, and 41. So flex temp of 5.3. I didn't see the flaps. I assume it's just 1. Yep, flaps 1. And we had 130, 133, and 141. Good. That means we should now have... Why don't we have that? Not allowed, okay. But why don't we have... .1 up. 1/5.1 up. Okay, do we have... We still don't have managed speed. Why not? What are we missing? It's got to be that stupid fuel weight thing. What is the problem here? The plane looks pretty nice. Not that you would buy an Airbus. It does look nice. It has some... there's a couple things that I don't like, but that probably would not apply or wouldn't be a bother for you. So I can't get into that. Because they're around, what should I say? They're around, like, popping out displays. It all pops out as a single display, which is really stupid. And that's my main complaint so far, I think. Otherwise, so far, so good. Most of my hardware, some of my hardware works. The WinWing stuff doesn't yet. I assume that'll take some time for spat.next to do some things. But... my biggest thing right now is I don't know why it's why I can't get... Like, it's supposed to. Come on. It's got... Oh. It starts with the flight directors off. Fair enough. Yeah, and it did just come out, so there's probably going to be some precarious things. Flaps to take off. Let's see. Flaps 1. Auto brake max. I'm going to have to bind a button to that, I think. I don't know if it'll... Oh yeah, I'll have to, because I definitely don't have one for it. We can do that in the air. Same with the takeoff config button. No, I have one. Try it. Oh, that worked. Excellent. Does remind me, actually, that I need to clear something out of there. So, well, that's a nice view, actually. So it is a nice looking plane, no doubt about that. I mean, it's a funky looking plane because the engines are so small, but it does look nice. So there's that. So we will bind some more stuff in the air. Let's see if we can't get this thing going, because I think we have everything that we need. I don't have the autopilot configured or anything at all, but that's okay. Let's go to ground and get a taxi instructions. Lufthansa 443, request taxi.
Lufthansa 443, runway 4 right taxi via Mike Zulu Alpha, hold short of runway 12, then Charlie Bravo Bravo 1.
Taxi runway 4 right via Mike Zulu Alpha, hold short runway 12, then Charlie Bravo Bravo 1 at Lufthansa 443.
Beeline 2 Juliet Echo, runway 4 right taxi via Tango Whiskey.
Okay, let's see.
Runway 4 right taxi via Tango Whiskey Victor Bravo Bravo 1.
Okay, engines are moving. It's good. Trailer's working. Very good. Which means we can move on the ground. Taxi lights. We know those work. I've got some hydraulic warning lights up there that are just misconfigured.
Cross runway 04 right.
Cross runway 04 right. Lufthansa 443. Why did it tell me to do that? I'm not gonna cross runway 04 right. It's not a thing. It's runway 12. Let's try. There's some wonkiness going on with say intentions here, that's for sure. Lufthansa 443, ready to cross runway 12.
Lufthansa 443, cross runway 12, then continue taxi via Charlie Bravo Bravo 1.
Cross runway 12, then continue taxi via Charlie Bravo Bravo 1, Lufthansa 443. We might be able to grab snippets and stuff for the CDU and the EFIS and the FCU from like the Airbus A330 from iniBuilds, or maybe even the 300 or 310, because they use similar variables. Uh-oh, we're going to be going into a standoff here with a few other planes that are taxiing. We'll have to go through them now. I know that that's the sequencing on the ground is still a work in progress. Besides, we're very much bigger, so we get the right of way. I still feel like the shadows in 2024 are weird. It never looks like the planes are actually on the ground. It looks like it's not fully connected. It doesn't feel quite right. taxis nicely. Okay, I do need to try to do something with this. While we are waiting to taxi, I need to make this somehow bigger.
Oscar Yankee Uniform November X-ray ready to taxi. Oscar Yankee Uniform November X-ray runway 4 right taxi via
Jesus
Kilo
Christ.
Zulu Alpha hold short of runway 12 then Charlie Bravo Bravo 1. Runway 4 right taxi via Kilo Zulu Alpha hold short of runway 12 then Charlie Bravo Bravo 1 Oscar Yankee Uniform November X-ray. Lufthansa 443 contact tower on 121.83 safe flight.
Tower 121.83, Lufthansa 443. Oh no, that's not the right one, is it? This one. Oh, okay, never mind. Tower Lufthansa 443, holding short runway 04 right, ready for departure.
Lufthansa 443, heavy. Kastrup Tower, runway 04 right. Hold short. You're number 1 behind the 757.
Affirmative, holding short, Lufthansa 443. It's nice scenery. This definitely looks like Denmark. Flat fields. Oh my god, I just realized on the popped out display they also have the things backwards, like the ND is on the left. It's ridiculous.
Echo cross runway 12.
Wonder if they're gonna call us to Lufthansa 443, holding short, runway 04 right, ready for departure. See you, Steve. Have a good night.
Lufthansa 443, runway 04 right. Hold short. You're number 3 behind the Cirrus.
No. I'm not behind the Cirrus, bro. I'm in front of the Cirrus. I can see the Cirrus. Alright, we're just gonna have to ignore them. Okay, don't have my FCU set up, so we're going to take off. We're going to do the gear, which hopefully is just a standard gear, and then go from there. We've got Flex, man, Flex, SRS runway, auto thrust blue. That's good. I don't think my rudder is working at all. I have no rudder. Oh, I do have rudder. Do I have rudder? I do. This is full rudder. Okay. Oh, I thought for a moment my rudder controls weren't working. They are working. It's just ridiculous crosswind, I guess. Or the plane is really wonky on the takeoff. V1. Rotate. It rotates very easily. Gear up. That's happening, yeah.
Lufthansa 443. You are not clear to take off. Advise when ready to copy your phone number for possible pilot deviation.
Departure Lufthansa 443, climbing through 1,300 for 7,000.
Lufthansa 443, heavy, Copenhagen departure, identified, climb flight level 070.
Climb flight level 070, Lufthansa 443. Okay. Ground spoilers can come off. Runway turn-off lights off.
Lufthansa 443, climb flight level 200.
Flaps up. Climb flight level 200, Lufthansa 443. Okay, now that we've got a bit of a climb going here, start working on some other controls here that we could get to get working. Particularly the EFIS, which I don't think I just have nothing. Yeah, let's see if there's anything online as a snippet already. Kind of experiment here. What do we have for iniBuilds? We got A300, A330, wind wing and EFIS left. That's what I made, actually. Interesting. Oh, there is something for the iniBuilds A340, wind wing. It just came out today. Let's give that a try. Jitsuka created that. Let's see how well it works. Yes, let's use that. Well, I think it actually... sort of works, except... yeah, it does work, except that my device is not displaying anything, but I think that is my device, this problem. So I'm just gonna...
Dear guests,
can I do this?
lavatories are now available.
Standard.
You may use your electronic devices.
Good.
Cabin service will begin
443, climb flight level 290.
It's definitely much more noisy in the air. Climb flight level 290, Lufthansa 443. Okay, well, for some reason, why is my MCDU still not displaying anything? Not my MCDU, my FCU. What's going on there? What the hell? Oh. Stupid brightness. I hate that shit.
Lufthansa 443, contact Copenhagen Control on 136.485.
Contacting Copenhagen Control on 136.485. Lufthansa 443. Copenhagen Control, Lufthansa 443. Good afternoon. Climbing to flight level 150, aiming for flight level 290.
Lufthansa 443, Copenhagen Control identified. Good afternoon.
What the hell is going on here?
Lufthansa 443, Copenhagen Control, climb flight level
It does sound like my window's open. It is very noisy in here. I guess it's the PAX, which is... Okay, I guess it's this environment slider. It's a bit much. Oh, I have a discontinuity here. There we go. That's solved. Okay, so that's all working pretty well. I'm trying to figure out why my FCU is not displaying anything. Like, it's displaying it in SPAD, but I got nothing. It's not showing anything on the display. The buttons and stuff all sort of work, kinda. But the display is like dead. What the, I don't. But it's not dead because when I restart it, it works fine. Sounds good, Vern. Have a good one. I won't be around tomorrow evening, unfortunately, so you guys will have to fly IFR Fridays without me tomorrow. But I hope you have fun. Sounds good, Vern. Take care. I do not understand why nothing is showing up on this on my FCU display. Doesn't make any sense. very odd. When I unplug it and I replug it in, it lights up everything, so it's not like a physical problem with the device. It's just that it seems like as soon as SPAD loads, it all goes dark. Okay, well it's displaying what it should without the display being like completely dim, which was kind of weird before. Okay. I think it's because it was somehow bound to... Is that backwards? Oh. Can't rely on that, huh? Okay. Alright, that's fine. We'll have to make do. I think it was somehow... I think the snippet I downloaded had like a... Its brightness bound to the actual brightness of the... something in the airplane. And that was just off, so... Okay, that is sort of set now, which is good.
Lufthansa 443, contact Bremen radar on 125.3.
Contacting Bremen radar on 125.3. Lufthansa 443. Bremen.
443, contact Bremen radar on 127.675.
Contacting Bremen radar on 127.675. Lufthansa 443.
Hey folks, we have now reached cruising altitude. My colleagues and I will start with the snack and drink service shortly. We have some delightful options available, including the Oktoberfest Delight, a pretzel paired with a refreshing wheat beer for just €5.90. After the service, articles from the Lufthansa shop will be available for you to order online. Thank you for your attention, and enjoy the flight.
Lufthansa 443, expect the Deb 1 Alpha arrival. Anticipate descent in about 20 minutes. Notify if you're ready to descend before that. Proceed direct Bowick.
Expecting Deb 1 Alpha arrival. Direct Bowick. Will notify if ready to descend before 20 minutes. Lufthansa 443.
Direct what? So the Dep 1 Alpha arrival. Don't know the runway yet. And then direct Bowick. Wow. Okay. That is a huge, well, I don't know if it's a huge shortcut, but it is quite a few waypoints we're skipping, so let's do that. Is it gonna do it? Okay, I guess I had to press that, huh? So we are direct Bowick now. That estimated fuel on board calculation had better be broken. I don't think it's minus 64.
Lufthansa 443, contact Bremen radar on 120.54.
Contacting Bremen radar on 120.54. Lufthansa 443.
That doesn't look right. There's something fucked up there.
Copenhagen Control. Lufthansa 443. Good afternoon. Maintaining flight level 400. Lufthansa 443. Bremen radar identified. Good afternoon.
That's a weird arrival. We're coming from the north. It's sending us way south. That is just... I don't know, man. Saying we're having some weird things happening to us tonight. think it's because there is a vector segment that it just doesn't quite understand. And it really breaks the fuel calculation because it just thinks we're going to keep flying. 3,100, 3,000 nautical miles? Nah, dude, that's... you got that wrong. It's probably all just because we don't have an actual approach yet, so it makes that kind of useless. I feel like the real plane's not that dumb. It's a really poorly designed buttons for those. It's almost impossible to program the light then, because there's not... I've got to find something else here that can show me which of those lights is actually currently lit. It's very annoying that this is not representative of anything. It just goes on and off. Okay, well, I don't usually use those, so whatever. Let's look at a couple other buttons I want to make work here. Terrain on the radar. Did that work? Yep, alright. That one's already done then. Let's go look back at the... not quite here. The radios. These guys. Okay, so it's VHF, it's the buttons. Okay, that's the easy bit then. Okay, so I can change which one I'm listening to, or transmitting on, rather. That's good. Okay, so I can turn VHF 1 and 2 off as well. So I know I just really need to tweak my displays here. So COM to receive is 0. Okay, got it solved. Almost solved. The transmit channel thing I don't think is changing that very. Oh no, it is. Yeah, sorry, that's good. It is working fine. So it's really weird. Like iniBuilds has got a lot of LVARs, and a lot of times they work really well, and then sometimes they're just like suspiciously absent and useless, which is, you know, really unfortunate. Let's see, do these work? They might actually work. Crawl forward here. Engine, yes. Door. Wheel. Fuel. Is it actually changing them? Doesn't look like that's changing. Oh yeah, it is. Fuel. Elect AC. Elect DC. Flight controls. Okay, that's all working. Kind of all working. Why did it keep going back to? Clear, recall. I think I broke it somehow. I think I pressed too many things and I think I broke it. Yeah, it keeps freaking out. Okay, well, safe to assume. I don't think there's this all button. Yeah, it's actually broken, see? You have very much confused the plane. That's okay. We'll keep all this. I just need to find a place for the auto brake stuff. That's not the one I want. Okay, that does work. It's just not highlighting things properly. That's okay. This looks like it's designed for Phoenix. What do we have? Any auto brake level? That would be nice. 5? 3. 3. That's... Oh, the max one doesn't work? 4. Interesting. 3, 4, 5. So auto brake level 5 is this one, right? Yep, okay. fuck off. I know there's a goddamn space in there. Just make your shit smarter. Oh, what the hell? Come on. Fucking hell. It was there because I pressed it earlier, and I guess I only pasted half of the fucking thing. God damn it.
Lufthansa 443, Bremen Radar, contact Langen Radar on 124.43.
Switching to Langen radar on 124.43, Lufthansa 443.
Only sometimes does this actually make a sound for the button switch. It's very weird. Very, very weird.
Lufthansa 443, cleared Deb 1 Alpha arrival into Frankfurt. Whenever you'd like descend, flight level 300.
Cleared Deb 1 Alpha arrival into Frankfurt. Descend flight level 300 at my discretion. Lufthansa 443.
Hey folks, we have begun our approach to Frankfurt. Please return to your seats, stow your tables, and fasten your seatbelts. The use of lavatories is no longer permitted at this time. Thank you for your cooperation.
Lufthansa 443, contact Langen Radar on 127.725.
Contacting Langen radar on 127.725. Lufthansa 443. Bremen radar, Lufthansa 443. Good afternoon. Descending from flight level 390 to flight level 300.
Lufthansa 443, Langen Radar, identified. Good afternoon.
Lufthansa 443.
Lufthansa 443, descent altitude 4000.
Descending to 4000. Lufthansa 443.
Okay, we actually know what our ILS is going to be. It looks like it's ILS 25 left. But I don't know which one. Well, there's only one. Okay. Yeah, at least it's figured out the fuel stuff again now that there's not a discontinuity, and I can't believe that the real plane would not be able to accommodate that, though. Hello, Captain Yash. Welcome, welcome. We're just in our descent here into Frankfurt, and we'll see how things go. So we are tinkering around, and I'm trying to configure all my hardware and stuff. No, this one's not on VATSIM, this one's on Say Intentions. I wouldn't dare take a brand new airplane on VATSIM because who knows what's going to happen. I would rather, in fact, I did get a number to call from Say Intentions, but I'd rather get it from AI than from disrupting a network of real people. Yeah, pretty much. The plane has been doing okay. There hasn't really been any issues with the flight, to be honest. There's some things that bother me that relate to my hardware and like popping out windows and stuff like that. But otherwise, like everything, things turned on like they're supposed to. It's nice looking. Got some nice camera views at the side here. So from that perspective, it's working pretty well. I actually haven't really looked around the cockpit yet. It's not that different from any other Airbus cockpit, I guess. Pretty much the same. I don't think they're going to sell as much as they would like to. I think they got some a bit of a bump from Microsoft to make this because they're clearly, it's 2024 only. It's marketplace only, at least for now. That's not going to be. It's not going to be super popular with a lot of people. But I'm a sucker for, I don't know, I can't help myself. I love the A350 and I thought, you know what, this is kind of cool. I like long haul flights. I don't know when I feel brave enough to actually do a long haul in this thing, but I mean, so far it's doing okay. They need to do some work. Yeah, it's only on the marketplace for now. I don't know for how long. At some point it'll be available on the iniBuilds store as well, but it isn't right now. It's marketplace exclusive for I don't know how long. A couple months maybe? 3 months or something? The A350 is quite a bit better. They decided on this one apparently that to pop out displays, they're just going to put it all in one thing to save on performance, but it's completely borked. Completely terrible. Wait, I thought I gave it the... Did I put the approach in? Oh, it's got the manual. Alright, we'll take that out, because that's just going to cause problems. And let's get the destination data. This will be 561. Choose 10. QNH 1030, high pressure. And the wind is calm.
Lufthansa 443, contact Frankfurt, approach on 118.505.
Contacting Frankfurt approach on 118.505. Lufthansa 443.
Lufthansa 443, descend altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1023.
Descending to 4,000 feet. QNH 1023. Lufthansa 443.
Interesting. 1023.
443, speed 250, please.
Hey folks, we are now on our final approach into Frankfurt. Please turn off your electronic devices and stow them until we've arrived at the gate. Kindly put your tray tables away, ensure your seats are in their full upright position, and fasten your seatbelts. Our today
Speed 250, Lufthansa 443.
for your cooperation.
Lufthansa 443, contact Frankfurt, approach on 118.505.
Contacting Frankfurt approach on 118.505. Lufthansa 443. Frankfurt approach. Lufthansa 443. Good afternoon. Descending from flight level 090 to 4000.
Lufthansa 443, descend altitude 4,000 feet.
Descending to 4000 feet. Lufthansa 443.
That's one thing I should check to see if there isn't a snippet for this MCDU. Okay, so at least I have buttons working, which is nice. That's something. I don't know about the display. That probably won't ever work until they get all of them just working.
Lufthansa 443, contact Frankfurt, approach on 118.505.
Contacting Frankfurt approach on 118.505.
It's
Lufthansa
deja vu.
443.
It already asked me that before, didn't it? It did, and then it didn't do it. Copilot's not doing it.
Langen radar. Lufthansa 443. Good afternoon. We're descending from flight level 070 to 4000 feet.
Lufthansa 443, heavy Frankfurt approach identified. Hello, expect the ILS runway 25 left approach into Frankfurt via Delta Foxtrot 626. Intersalonica 58 Bravo, contact Frankfurt Tower on 136.5.
Expecting ILS runway 25 left approach via DF 626. Lufthansa 443 heavy.
Well, the descent and the VNAV and everything's worked out perfectly fine, so that's good. I think at this point I really just have one outstanding issue with this plane, and that is the fact that the popped out displays are all just one giant mess instead of individual screens. Lazy optimization is what they're after. It's very annoying.
Departure Lufthansa 2 Kilo X-ray 2000 for 4000.
Lufthansa 2 Kilo X-ray radar contact. Climb and maintain 7000.
Such a long approach to Frankfurt. I don't know why I decided to fly to Frankfurt today. My stream is already 35 minutes over, but I want to finish it now. We're getting close.
Descending to 5000 cleared for the RNAV Zulu 25 right approach Lufthansa 2 Kilo Victor. Departure Lufthansa 756 2000 for 4000.
Lufthansa 756 radar contact. Climb and maintain 11-11,000.
I feel like I'm just gonna make we're gonna have a little shortcut here because I can. I could just go direct to
Delta Golf Yankee Charlie Papa 2000 for 4000.
like 622 or something.
Yankee Charlie Papa, radar contact. Maintain VFR at or below 13-13,000.
That doesn't work.
Up to 13-13,000 Delta Golf Yankee Charlie Papa.
Lufthansa 2 Kilo Victor contact
680.
Frankfurt Tower on 136.5.
Switching to Frankfurt Tower on 136.5. Lufthansa 2 Kilo Victor.
Egypt Air 785, direct Kukuk. Cleared for the RNAV X-ray runway 25 left approach. Descend and maintain altitude 5000 until established.
Descending to 5000 cleared for the RNAV X-ray 25 left approach. Egypt Air 785.
not down? Why is it not?
Lufthansa 443, heavy, proceed direct Delta Foxtrot 680. Cleared for the ILS runway 25 left approach. Speed below 220 knots until established.
Proceeding direct Delta Foxtrot 680. Cleared for the ILS runway 25 left approach. Speed below 220 knots until established. Lufthansa 443.
Lufthansa 1 Foxtrot Lima, contact Frankfurt Tower on 136.5.
Okay. There we go. That's weird. Down and up arrow are the two things. What am I? What did I just cleared? Speed 250, cleared 680. I literally just did that myself. Good. I was reading ATC's mind. Cleared for the approach, so we'll arm approach. Good. Light slope armed. Cat 3 single, dual, AP 1 and 2. Good. Medium auto brake. Arm the spoilers. Speed 220 until established. That's all looking good.
Ocean 4 Lima Charlie, radar contact. Climb and maintain 13-3000.
What's that warning for?
Lufthansa 443, contact Frankfurt Tower on 136.5.
Fuel low. That's
Contacting
okay.
Frankfurt
We're almost
Tower
there.
on 136.5. Lufthansa 443.
Fuel low. We have 12,000 pounds left. Fuel wing tank level low. Left wing tank level low. That's not really
Lufthansa
true.
443, roger. Continue approach runway 25 left.
I really can't be trying to figure out why the plane's complaining about something that doesn't matter. Oops. I don't think it's...
Ocean 4 Lima Charlie, contact.
I don't think there's a problem. I think it's fine. I'm just going to ignore it. Here comes the glide slope.
On 123.525, Ocean 4 Lima Charlie.
How far are we from the ILS? 11 miles. Okay. Let's go flaps 2.
Lufthansa
Glide
443,
slope.
contact Frankfurt Tower on 136.5.
Contacting Frankfurt Tower on 136.5. Lufthansa 443.
Speedbird 904 November. Direct
That once all the crossfeeds on, like,
Zulu runway 25 right approach. Descend and maintain altitude 5000 until established.
Down to 5,000. Cleared for the ILS Zulu.
Outer tank transfer and T-tank mode forward.
2,500.
131.3 for Eurowings 2462. Good day.
Speedbird 904 November, contact Frankfurt Tower on 136.
Yeah, and I don't know where that other one is.
136.5 for
T-tank mode forward.
Lufthansa 827, contact Frankfurt
Transfer
Tower
tank
on
mode
136.5.
forward. Okay.
Switching to Frankfurt Tower on 136.5. Lufthansa
Now you want it back to auto.
Frankfurt approach Jordanian
2,000.
flight level 100.
You know what? There's plenty of fuel everywhere that's flowing, from what I can tell. I don't think there's any problem.
2000 for 4000.
Lufthansa 8 uniform.
Gear down.
Charlie radar contact. Climb and maintain 5,000.
Climb 5000, Lufthansa 8 uniform Charlie.
Departure Lufthansa 8 Foxtrot, Papa 2000 for 4,000.
Lufthansa 8 Foxtrot Papa, radar contact. Climb and maintain 8,000.
Up to 8,000. Lufthansa 8 Foxtrot, Papa.
So again, it didn't switch us to the tower. So sometimes the switching doesn't seem to work for the co-pilot. That's a good plane problem. Lufthansa 443 established ILS 25 left.
Lufthansa 443, heavy Frankfurt Tower identified. Lufthansa 443, heavy Frankfurt Tower, winds calm. Runway 25 left, cleared to land.
Clear to land, runway 25 left, Lufthansa 443.
One thousand.
Switching to ground Egypt Air 785. Frankfurt Tower, Jordanian 125, established on the ILS runway 25 left.
Oh, I don't think I
500.
configured the reversers at all. Maybe.
400.
Guess we'll see what happens. That's one thing I didn't check for. Let's let it do an auto land, see how it performs there.
300. 100 above. 200. Minimum 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Retard.
Lufthansa 4 Alpha Hotel, contact departure.
Okay, yeah, no reversers working.
Lufthansa 443, welcome to Frankfurt. Contact ground on 121.805.
Hey folks, we have just landed in Frankfurt. Did you
I
know
don't know,
that
it's
Frankfurt is
complaining
home
about
to
the flaps not
European
being in
Central
takeoff
Bank
config. We're
and
not
has one
taking
of the
off.
world's
This plane's
largest
definitely
stock
got some
exchanges?
things they need to work out.
Thank you for flying with Lufthansa today. Please remain seated until we reach our final parking position. On behalf of Captain John and First Officer Lily, we wish you a wonderful stay in the city. The local time here is 1:31 p.m. If you have any upcoming connections, please listen carefully. Flight LH-1234 to Munich departs at 2:15 p.m. from Gate B12, and Flight LH-5678 to Berlin departs at 2:45 p.m. from Gate B15. Thank you.
Oh, I see. That's why. Oh, fuck off with that. Oh my god. Fuck off. Alright, that'll do it for the stream, folks. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be on tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific with Battlefield 6. Until then, stay tuned to shacknews.com on all the socials and at the website itself. Catch you tomorrow. Take care.